All right. Fun night. Always fun to get a win, and especially versus a quality opponent. Very, very good team and good program. Got a lot of respect for Dustin, and known Dustin for a long time. They do a great job, and I always like, always when you compete against programs that are well coached and they're going to be disciplined on both sides of the ball, it's gonna be a hard game, and our guys were prepared for that. I thought for us the key was just, we had to just have a better defensive output than we had on Tuesday. I mean, we've got to continue to find consistency in our defensive effort. And I thought tonight, the good part was, for us, I think they shot like 45% in the first half, which, that's not necessarily, lighting it up defensively, but for us, it's an improvement. And I challenged the guys at halftime to go defend even better. And I think in the second half, we held them in the 30s, 11 for 32 from the floor. And, I think that's a credit to our leadership, our players of just saying, hey, we gave 60% the other night. And our defense statistically is not where we need it to be, but we're capable. And I think that's the biggest. When you're capable of doing something, then now it comes down to responsibility. Are you going to take the responsibility of going out there and doing it? And, I think that was the neat part about the last couple of days. We really challenged those guys. And, we weren't perfect tonight. No game's ever perfect. I think they got a few too many offensive rebounds. And, we had to clean that up. And I thought, fortunately, we did late. I thought in the last, 7-8 minutes we did a better job there. But in the middle of that second half, they were doing a good job on the glass. But, a lot of guys to point to. I really liked Mike Bothwell's game tonight. I thought he let the game come to him. I thought he had 16 points on 9 shots. He was 3 for 6 from 3, and I loved his belief in those shots. The 3 that put us up 6. They were a step and a half off of him, and Mike Bothwell's in here every day. I mean, every day before lunch he's in here, and I've been telling him, like, shoot it. If they're gonna play off of you, put the ball in there, and as long as he builds it from the base and he works from the ground up. And you can see it when he shoots it. It's easy up top, and he really does a good job with his feet. You could see his shots, like he was building it from his base tonight, and that's what allowed him to go for 3 for 6. And I want him to keep shooting those, right? And I want him to keep playing within the offense. And I thought he played complete. Obviously, when you look at the finish of the game, Jalen Slauson was huge, and he's starting to have a little bit of a closer mentality to him. It's pretty neat, to watch his demeanor, but. The good growth on his part tonight was, he got the F1 called on him. He dealt with a little bit of foul trouble early, and I brought him out of the game, and I went and had a little talk with him, and I just said, look, let's just catch our win. Let's figure out how we want to finish this game. Nothing else at this point matters. No call, nothing with the other team. How do we want to finish this game? And I want you to take a minute, and I want you to think about it, and then go out there and let's go finish. And man, was he? I mean, it was like a switch, right? I mean. He wasn't playing bad by any stretch, but he wasn't playing as he's been playing. But that last 8 minutes, he really turned it on. And we had some other guys, that I thought were key. Obviously, Alex Hunter does what Alex Hunter does, double digits, 6-to-1 assist turnover ratio, which is incredible. And he got 5 rebounds. Marcus Foster had 9 boards, 8 points, hit some big free throws, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Joe Anderson's countenance continues to just improve. I mean, he's carrying a confidence and a swagger about him that I love, and just got the ball in the paint a ton. His shots are going to fall, and I thought Garrett was really good tonight. I thought his 18 minutes were pretty productive, and he was +6, plus minus, and I thought he played better than he's been playing, which was good to see. And so, Conley hit some big shots early. I thought it was a complete team win, and Alex Hunter with a big shot Alex Williams with a big shot before halftime. James Repass comes in there and makes a post move, and but the biggest part of the night was we got stops, and we got stops when it mattered most. And as this team is capable, can we be consistent? Can we communicate at a high level? And if we continue to drive ourselves to being a complete team, good offensively, we know that, but can we be complete defensively? That's where you're going to see the major growth with this group.
One thing people can maybe say, look at Appalachian State and say, well, they're easier to defend than Charleston or Winthrop. But on the flip side of that, the deflections aren't there. I mean, the deflection opportunities aren't there as much, and so much of your defense in the past has been built on deflections. I mean, it really showed how well you defended tonight without the deflections.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I could see how that would be the case, but I don't think Akron would say they're easy to defend. I mean, they got some good wins, and so when you look at it, it's a different flavor, but man, they got some dynamic guards, and so the court the other night, Tuesday night, I mean, that thing was as porous as it could be. I mean, they're just driving lanes all over the place, and Winthrop did a great job driving the ball, but these guys were trying to deck the ball tonight too, and I thought our floor was a little tighter. I thought we were a little stickier. I thought our coverages were better. Our communication was better. I thought for the most part we did a good job in our switches, and you could just tell there was just in the bench there was just a more of an intentionality to defending, and defense is like, I mean, I call it defensive desire, right? Like there's got to be a certain level of desire to go out there and get stops. Okay, it's not like the funnest part of the game if you look at it as a chore, but like it's the part of the game that allows you to really impose will. It's the part of the game that allows you to make runs. It's the part of the game that allows you to get out in transition. And so you have to experience the good of the defense to really get the full buy-in of saying, man, this is a fun way to play. And then you get a group getting that real buy-in to playing that way. I think that's when you have a chance to really, really, really elevate yourself as a team. And, I style-wise, yes. I mean, it's a different style. But, man, those guards, I mean, Delph put 39 on Delaware. I mean, they've played just as brutal a schedule as we have. I mean, they've really challenged themselves, and they do a nice job.
I guess what was, you didn't need a whole lot of deflections to play good defense.
Yeah, I mean, it was more like this was a game where we knew they were going to take a lot of shots with those guards, and they take a few more shots off the dribble than a lot of teams that we've played, and really from three, man, if they get comfortable, I mean, they can throw them in quick. And so we had to play with a hand tonight. We had to really switch up. We did a pretty good job on that. Marcus missed one late, when we were up 9 and they hit that three and his hands down. But, it was a little bit different of assignment. But, we wanted to flow to the ball harder tonight. And we've been a little bit too man-conscious. We wanted to flow to the ball better. We wanted to own the ball better with our bigs and the handoffs and the ball screens. And we really struggled with that the other night, and just calling the coverage. So we really just simplified it to one coverage, or really two. We're either going to show coverage or we're going to switch. And we took out some of the multiple coverages so they didn't have to pick out which one to do, and I thought that helped our group.
A couple of things, just glancing at the box score. One is comparison to Tuesday night against Winthrop. They were, I think, 9 of 17 from three, and you guys really locked down 6 of 25. That's one thing, but I think maybe the more impressive thing is everybody that played score, but that's not necessarily the one thing. It's more like the efficiency with which they play with, and I know you've been working to build a bench. Could you just, like, a deeper bench going into SoCon play, could you just speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, their tempo is definitely a little slower. They use clock on offense. I don't think they're passive. I think they're really, really aggressive, but they make you work on defense. I mean, they flow to the ball well. They keep the paint pretty tight. And Dustin worked Mike Young for a while. It's very similar to how Wofford defended with Coach Young, and it's very sound. And so they make you earn your shots, and we knew that, and we knew we were going to have to be disciplined to get some movement, get the ball side to side, not try to get it too early in the clock. But the bench, I think the bench is coming along. I think that there's this thought in college basketball that you have to get to 10 guys. I mean, the more people you play, the better. I think that for me, it's always a situation where you want your best players, the ones that earn the most minutes, to be able to play as much as they can at the standard and at the level possible. And what we're finding out with this group is it's 30, 32 minutes a game. Like if our main guys, those top 4 guys, can get that, now that puts you at about anywhere from 125 to 130 minutes. You got 70 minutes left. Well, look how Marcus, Garrett, Joe, and Alex Williams are playing. You divide 70 minutes between those 3 guys, or those 4 guys. I mean, you're almost done, right? And then tonight we got in a little foul trouble, so that creates an opportunity for James Repass. I think as Pegues starts to get back to flow, I think there's going to be opportunities to play him. I think we'll easily have 10, and also know we got a couple others. I mean, Johnny maybe could get cleared here soon. Jalen Pugh is a guy that we know. We've seen him make shots before. I think we've got bodies down there to do it. I just think it's going to come down. Like tonight, like Pegues didn't play. It wasn't necessarily he's done anything bad. It was more so just Joe Anderson's really elevated his game, and so we've got to find more minutes for him.
Bob, this is the first time I'm here, but I've been watching about all the games on TV, and I know that you've been working on defense because, particularly the Navy and the Winthrop games, but there's a certain level where all those guys knew all those things, and it seemed like to me the team was, as much of it, they were going out to prove that themselves. I mean, you can't just tell them, oh, we're supposed to do that, you know.
Yeah, it's like they've been playing this game forever, right? I mean, they know the importance of defense, and I think just in life, right? Like knowing, you don't get any credit for knowing. The only thing you get credit for is doing. And so we all know a lot of things, but it still comes down, do you have the discipline to do them? And defense is hard, especially when you're trying to play, when you're trying to play a really, really hard schedule and you're trying to play really good teams. Like it takes a tremendous amount of intensity. And, the multiple efforts aspect of it, the aspect of being in two places at once, to be able to get in a gap and then recover to a shooter, to be able to, see a drive taking place and get out of the paint and put your body on the line and take a charge. And then you got to do all that. And then all of a sudden they throw it up there and you got to go hit a body and you got to go get a rebound. And so I think it's just for us, like we just got to focus on it more, and we've, as a staff, we got to be a little bit more demanding on it. And like I said earlier, every team's different. What you hope as the season goes on, we develop the identity of this is who we are and this is how we play. And it's not like it's been all bad. It's you're not beating Louisville if it's all bad. You're not beating Charleston if it's all bad. Like that was my message the last 48 hours is, guys, like, it's not like you're not capable. Okay, like it's not like you're not capable, but at some point you're gonna have to be consistent. It's gonna have to be like, and tonight the whole thing was like, let's just take it 4 minutes at a time. Let's just keep the focus really narrow. Let's just go out and let's try to do it as hard as we can for 4 minutes. And, we try to chunk it a little bit and just continue to talk about it. We didn't do as much offense the last couple of days. And so, we were 8 for 25 from 3, which is a little bit lower than I like. But this program, regardless of what people think, I know we have a reputation of being a fun offense to watch, but it all starts with defense here. And if we defend, we win. And that's been how it's been from as we've been able to turn this program. And we can't get away from that as we get confidence in our offense. We've got to make sure that still is the first. And it's when we're at our best because it allows the game to be in transition. And that's why we made our separation tonight, right? We got stops. We got the game in transition. You get some open threes. You get some open layups. And that's how you go on runs.
You couldn't have beaten Appalachian with elegance.
What's that now?
You couldn't have beaten Appalachian with elegance tonight.
You're right about that. Yeah, no question. I mean, that's they have like I said, they're experienced, they're well coached, they're sound on both sides of the ball. We knew that, and they're tested. I mean, they've played Vermont, they've played Akron, they've played Delaware, they've played Charlotte. They've played ETSU. They've played a lot of people, and so they were battle tested, and we knew it was gonna be a tough game.
You had 9 guys score, 8 guys had assists, and I think over the last 16 and a half minutes, the one turnover was a shot clock violation that could have went either way. You got to be really happy with the way you were able to pass the ball and protect it.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge deal for us, right? Like it was a 20-10 game, which is always a big deal for us, and we make those a big deal. We had 21 assists, we had 10 turnovers, and really we had 7 in the first half. So we played the whole second half with only 3 turnovers, and the movement was going to be critical just because the way their defense. You look at their defensive numbers; they're excellent. And we felt like we were going to have a patient aggression to our offensive game tonight. That it wasn't going to be a one drive and a score, or one drive to a kick. It was going to be multiple actions that we were going to have to get the ball side to side and move it. And man, we had some really pretty offensive possessions. There was one where we didn't make the shot. I think Joe got that corner 3, but man, the ball was popping. And that's always. It's just so it's so much easier to guard the bounce. It just is. And when you're playing against good defenses, they can really load the ball. And we thought we were gonna have to use the whole court. We thought we were gonna have to space it and play a little bit inside out, in a variety of ways. And I thought for the most part we did a good job of that. We took care of it, and that's we've been a little higher there than I like to be. I mean, I think we're top 50 in the country in taking care of the ball, but some of the turnovers, it's like even in the first half. I mean, we dribble the ball out of bounds off a steal. We throw a deep outlet that they pick off that we didn't see. We had a couple bad charges, I thought, where we got to be a little bit more disciplined on those dribbles. But I thought we did a much better job in that second half of really taking care of it.
sometimes that gets him into trouble. But also, it's part of what makes him such a great player. How tough is that to kind of manage in game, like especially when you have an F1 like tonight? Is that tough?
No, it's not tough. It's not tough because I know he cares. Like, you know, the question is, you know, Jalen Salson's emotional player. Is that hard to manage? I'm emotional. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I want to win, and losing's no fun. And, you know, he cares, and nobody can doubt that. I mean, look what he's doing. You know, like, I mean, look the way he's playing. I mean, he's 8 for 13. Yeah, we'd all like to see him get a few more rebounds than 3, but so would he. You know, like he knows he's got to do better there. But when he had to make plays down the stretch, he made them. And that's signs of growth, right? Can you be your best when your best is required? And a lot of times when you're in big games versus very good teams, it comes down to the end. I mean, you think we've been in 6 of these games that you could say kind of came down the last stretch, and we've won 4, we've lost 2. The team that played the best in the last 4 minutes has won all 6 of them.
So you're learning how to win.
I mean, that's just what it comes down to, right? Like, that's what it comes down to. And so you've got to be able to, whatever happens in the course of the game, you got to be able to recalibrate, reset, and regardless of what your emotions are, that's what I love tonight about it. I mean, that takes maturity. You know, that takes responsibility. That takes ownership. And he did it, and he went out there, and, you know, nobody cares how you feel. Okay, like in this world, like nobody really cares about how you feel. They only care about what you do, and you've got to allow yourself to have the mentality to go out there and do right. And it doesn't matter how you feel, and that's why I give him a lot of credit. Like he got the F1, he didn't quite understand it. You know, we're trying to. I mean, 25 was killing us on the glass, but man, he came over there, and regardless of how frustrated he was, he still found it within him to say, "Hey, I've got to go play the game the right way," and he did. And that's why we were able to get the victory. Well, appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully, not too many more games. We got to be in here. I don't know if you guys have been able to see it. This is going to be the video room right here in this door. So once this is done, it's really cool. The locker room's they did carpet today, so we're getting close there. And you know, the facility renovations. It's been neat to see them kind of progress through. So. We'll hopefully in a few games, January in conference games, we'll be right here in the film room and be a little bit better than this. But at least you get to see the new office complex. So, yeah, absolutely. Watch a little film out there. So, last thing, again, thanks to the students and you know, just awesome. I don't know if it was 400, 500, whatever it was all the way to the top. And you know, just an unbelievable, you know, performance by them. The energy in the building. You make a difference, and you know, when the students are here, they make a huge difference, and that always makes this place a lot more fun.